Hey guys, what's up? I'm back and I'm with my beautiful wife Laura, and today I'm going to show you and her 3 little tips to help blow out your hair faster, better, cooler, more like the way I do it. Because Laura hasn't been styling her hair for a while, and now that she needs to get back into the groove, I want to make sure she's doing it right. So without further ado, babe,
let's roll that intro.
Okay guys, so I want to share with you and to Laura 3 really quick, easy tips to make your blow dry life that much easier. Laura was kind of telling me the other day that she wants to start styling her hair again. It's getting longer, and now it's kind of getting to that point where I guess she can start blow drying it, yeah?
Exactly. I've basically been requesting you to cut my hair into a way that it styles itself so that I haven't been doing even blowing it out. I just pretty much hop out of the shower, put a bit of product in it, and I go on with my day. I can see you.
Oh, that's right. I need to flip the screen back so I can do all my things behind her and she can't see me.
But now that I'm trying to grow my hair out and I have so much hair because of this little baby in here, I just, I was like, give me a couple of tips so that I can at least look decent enough to walk out the front door every day.
All right, so let's just jump right into my blowout tips for you guys. Okay. Tip number 1, what I find everybody does is they start drying their hair too soon. You need to really embrace the rough dry. So when you are, grabbing your blow dryer and you're starting to dry your hair, the first thing you want to do is make sure that it basically is like 90% dry. When you're blow drying your hair with a round brush, you're basically wanting to sculpt it or stretch it or shape it, and it's not going to do that if the hair is really, really, really wet. So get the hair really dry first. And my biggest tip for rough drying your hair is the blow dryer always has to be going down the hair shaft. So it needs to be going from the root to the end. So as you dry it, that way, right? So also,
Want me to try?
Yeah, you can try in 1 second. But one thing I notice also that a lot of girls do when they're rough drying their hair is when they flip their head over, they start blowing the air back up in this direction, and that's actually causing more frizz, which then is going to make you have to go back and do more styling, more smoothing, more heat tools. So if you're going to flip your head over, you still have to have the cognitive thought of roots to ends. So now the blow dryer, here babe, take this. The blow dryer has to be up here, blowing down, because your hair is going from root to end, not end to root up in this direction. So babe, why don't you just like power dry your hair around and just always be going root to end. Cool. Perfect. So once you get your hair basically to this amount of moisture in it, when the process is almost done, this is when you actually want to start attacking your hair with the brush. So a couple things I saw Laura doing that I think is good for you guys to know at home. When you are blow drying your hair, if you can try to use more of your wrist to move the hair around. So if she was to do more of wrist flicks, as opposed to bringing her elbow up and doing this stuff over the top, because that's going to really wear on your shoulder.
And
so
it did.
Yeah, I was noticing as she had her head flipped over and she had her arm up in the air, she's doing a lot of strain on her shoulder, and depending on, not a lot of you have like a 1-pound Dyson blow dryer and you have these, a little bit more heavy blow dryers. So if you can, think about doing a lot more wrist work, like this kind of thing, keeping your elbows closed at home. And that's a professional tip anyway that I give my assistants. I notice a lot of people doing these big scooping motions where you could basically do the same motion with just your wrists. So that was one thing, babe, I saw you do. So that way you don't have to get sore shoulders, and I wanted to massage your shoulders at night.
Okay.
But yeah, so once you get your hair to this section, we can move on to tip number 2. Okay, so tip number 2 is all about sectioning. If you section your hair, it's easier to tackle, and right now Laura, because she is pregnant, she has so much hair that you can kind of get lost in it. You can get very overwhelmed. So what I want her to do is I want her to section 3 different sections. I call these my dog ear sections because it reminds me of Thor and his floppy little ears. So basically I want her to section off her dog ear, her mohawk, and then her other dog ear.
And these are just rough sections, I take it. I don't need to be all...
No, they don't have to be perfect.
Perfect.
Like basically you just want to get hair up and out of the way so that you can work on sections.
No worries no more, no, no. Here's your bitter goodbye. Let go.
Okay,
Dog ears.
sectioning done. Now when you start incorporating your round brush,
I've just never known how to use a round brush, to be honest.
Okay.
So
so usually everyone takes this and they scoop it and they start doing this motion, right? And you like dry your hair and you're scooping. I want you to start taking your brushes vertical. So straight up and down, so you would take this in this hand.
my left hand.
Yep. Take this from the back of the hair, bring it down through, and then get it here and locked into place. So feel how it's kind of locked and I can sort of pull your head around.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Okay, so you do it yourself.
Here's the thing though, doing it at home, I would only ever use my right hand. I can't do it with my hand.
Okay, then you
So,
would want
like,
to
I
go
would still
over
just-
the top.
Exactly.
Because you still want the brush.
I think that that's like an interesting thing for people doing their own blowout too, is like the difference between the right and the left side, because obviously you're maneuvering it a little bit differently as well.
Right.
But
So
yeah,
also,
I can't even get
yeah,
through
because
that.
see, you're trying to engage too much of the brush.
Okay.
So what makes round brushes grip is this nylon around the outside of it, right? So like, if you're gonna get into the brush, if you're gonna take this brush and grip the hair right away and try to pull it through your hair, there's just too much tension on the hair, which is good if you want to pull out curl. But if you're just wanting to smooth the hair, you can almost like put it in the hair and unwind it, like roll it down the hair shaft while you're smoothing.
So the difference is that I didn't feel you put the tension in the
Right.
put the brush to my hair.
Right, because I'm a magician.
I like that.
Yeah, see how much smoother that is?
So much.
Yeah, so now that you have it smooth, you can kind of like put the brush back into it. Yep. And then try to like bring it down, push your ends onto it. Now think of it like as a roller with a handle and roll it back up a little bit. But see, see how she's still horizontal with the brush? I want this brush vertical. There you go.
No, I've got 5 minutes right now.
Well, yeah, but you don't have to wrap the end right at the beginning. Okay. Now roll it back up. Yeah, you cheated. Easy. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Hug the hair tight to your face and then move away from the mid shaft. No. Okay. I think maybe just try to get the hair where you want it and then just rest the brush on it and roll it up. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so now that she at least has the brush vertical, we want to start drying. So a couple of my tips when you're drying your hair is never put the blow dryer up against the brush, ever. Hi, Thor. It also is gonna burn, it's gonna burn your hair and it's also gonna burn your brush. My brush I've had forever and basically like it's trying to find your face. It's only, okay. And it's still in really pretty good shape because I never take the blow dryer and smear it onto the brush and like burn the shit out of everything. And when you're doing this, it's always better to like manipulate the section and then pick up the blow dryer. Like I'd rather have you think of the round brush as like a roller with a handle. I can't stress that enough. I'll probably say that a million times today. Let go, be loose with your hand.
Yeah, really loose.
Yeah, like that's there. There, have a little touch and a little finesse. There, perfect, that's exactly right. Okay, so now you would turn your blow dryer on. This is hard because she doesn't have a mirror. Okay, so blow dryer's on, and then you just basically just want to dry the shape into the hair. Okay, so as you're drying it, you always want to remember that like you don't want to cause frizz. So if she wanted to get her root now, she can now keep her brush right there. Don't touch the brush. And then she takes this, she turns this on, and then she can dry her root, right? Boop, 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 not worrying about, and then she takes the blow dryer around to the front and blow dries the brush, still maintaining the direction of the wind flow, going like moving around the brush, keeping the hair really, really glassy.
Back where you had it. That is a powerful hairdryer.
Drop the brush out of the hair. Okay, so now you've got this like nice little movement to the ends. And it's pretty smooth. So now all you have to do is the end now. Put it right on the end and then you just spin the brush. So you just do this, spin, 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 just right on your ends. And then just spin, 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 spin. It should just be just on the ends. You shouldn't even feel any, there should be no tension. This is just to seal your ends and give you that like polished, finished look. If you have the time in the morning, my pro tip would be then to take this piece and like the same way you did it with the brush where you came from the back, spin it around and put a little clip in it. So as you get better, this should only take you 15 seconds. Slide it forward, roll it back, dry it, dry it, dry it. Like you don't have to be doing all of this like, ooh, oh, oh, ooh, ah, ooh, yeah, woo, yeah. Like we just do that to show off in the salon because we can. It really doesn't do anything. Okay, babe, so now this side should be a little easier.
2 hours later.
Pretty good.
I get it?
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. No, you stop reading it. You had it.
So do that with your wrist.
Okay, I'm fine.
Spin, 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 spin. You want it to go like pull it towards your face and then wrap it back. Cute.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so now we'll go into a little bit more of a pro version. This for most women is like the focal point of every haircut. It's the focal point of your bangs. It's really like the most important section of your hairstyle, and I've seen it done wrong by so many people. Once again, everyone wants to take their round brush, and how would you style this? Right, wrong. Okay. So you don't want to scoop. You don't want to scoop up and under, and here's why. Okay, so when you look at the profile of this and the way that the round brush works, you are getting root lift, right? Which is what everyone seems to want. You want to get the root lift first, but the first bend is going towards your face, which is then closing you off. So as this first bend comes out and down, when the hair falls, it's just going to close into your face. Where if you take your brush from behind your head and come up, you're still getting all this root lift, but now the bend is moving back and away, and this is going to open your face and expose your face, which normally when you're getting your hair cut, you're talking with your hairdresser and you're like, oh, I want to show off my cheekbones, or I want to show off my jawline, or I want to show off my eyes, or do a cute little curtain that kind of moves the hair around. Not very many people are doing things where it's like, I want my hair to hook down into my face. And when, okay, babe, so I want you to think of the same thing. Mm-hmm. Think of it as your unicorn horns. You're gonna pull it straight out like a unicorn. Mm-hmm. Take the brush from behind the hair. Before you worry about the dryer, always get your hair where you want it first. Perfect, start rolling that back. Yep, yep. Beautiful. Okay, so now.
It's easier in the middle. Root?
Yep, start with your root. Put it down. So again, never touch this to the blow dryer. That's like tip number one, never touch that to that. This should be, you should think of this as like a little, I think of it as like my little laser beam. So when I come in on this, I will basically come in here and like, you know, get in there on the root, drive it around the brush, but I'll never ever like take this thing and like stick it directly on the brush or stick it directly on your hair.
Where this is going.
Yeah, you can. It's super quiet. You'd be surprised. Very quiet Dyson dryer, in case you guys want to have like conversations and blow out your hair in a library. As soon as the blow dryer came behind the brush, all of her hair got really frizzy. So when you're blow drying this, you want to make sure this is always in front. This is like the horse leading the carriage. The blow dryer always stays in front of the brush, because as soon as the blow dryer comes back here, I'll demonstrate. So it should be always out here, but as soon as it comes back here, all that shit gets frizzy. So then it like it goes all over the place. But if it's always out in front of the brush, you're always smoothing and sealing and smoothing and sealing. But as soon as you get back here, then all that stuff gets frizzy again, and you kind of have to start, you have to start all over. Make sure it's always out in front. Nice. Keep the dryer going out, there you go. Now spin the ends. Spin, 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 spin. There you go, but see, look at the movement you have on your ends.
Yeah, and I mean, I think at that point, once it's dry too, like the brush can do a lot as well.
Right.
Even just like finishing, right?
So now you have this section done. So why don't you, what do you want to do, middle?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, what's great about this is it doesn't really matter where you part. Normally, if you part one side or the other or dead center, I always say just grab that unicorn section and pull it out and just like style it all together, because then you can always come in and split it down the middle later and have it do its thing. But it's, you know, it's getting this break away from the face that you're seeking, as well as like this little bit of like root lift that you can come in here and do the little pinch and make her look all cute and French. So why don't you pull those clips out?
My one didn't come out as smoothly. Shit.
Don't
Got
hurt
it.
yourself. Okay. Cute. So now the whole purpose of why we had this piece hug her face and not come out and under is so that now it has support and structure for like this piece to sit in on it. So that when she comes forward, you have this really nice, yeah, from here on out, it's just style as normal. But I think, you know, as we're starting to do these little videos, I should just start doing little tips instead of like overwhelm too many people with 500 tips.
Agreed.
And what did you learn? I'm talking to you. Okay, I don't know what happened. We lost some footage or something. I think I might have had my card full too much. Whatever. I finished the back of Laura's hair, but I'm gonna give all the credit to the front and the focal points to her. So hopefully, babe, you learned something.
It's so much smoother than I've ever been able to get my own hair. I think like all the little anti-frizz things and like how to the hairdryer above the brush. Great tips.
Cool. Well, that's good. Now I don't have to do it as often. Now it'll be like maybe I can just wait for the baby to show up and I'll do baby's hair every day. And now Laura has got a little bit more tools and techniques to do her own hair, but I'm sure I won't stop doing your hair.
You better not.
Oh, we're so savvy.
We're working on it.
Yeah, we're working on it. So let us know what you want to see. We'll probably do some iron work. I'm sure you want to see how I do some curling iron waves, some flat iron waves, maybe some cool ponytail stuff, some very easy things that you can actually use and style yourself at home. You know, I'd rather give you stuff that you can use as opposed to me just showing off random bullshit hairstyles that you're never gonna recreate. So I'm gonna kind of keep that in Laura's hands too. This was her idea to do this video. She wanted to know quick and easy ways that she could make the front of her hair look better. Maybe I'll stop chattering. Okay, so anyway, thank you very much for watching, you guys. Thank you, Laura, for being my lovely, beautiful muse. And remember, this is the only place you want to get your hair matted. Please like, subscribe, all that stuff. 2019, you know what to do. I will see you guys in the next video.